morning, everyone, and welcome back to Barnstable This Morning. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me live in the studio, Town Manager Tom Lynch. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
Did you get out and do a little exercise this weekend?
I did a lot of walking. My husband and I kind of went and did a lot of woods walks yesterday. Explored some new places. How about you?
Well, did a bike ride.
Very nice.
And a couple of walks on the beach with Buddy, and it was a very nice weekend.
Such a good time of year. So much going on. I mean, talking about, I guess we can start with recreation. Of course, the Town Council has been welcoming our chairs of boards, committees, and commissions, just like we've been doing here on Barnstable This Morning. Kevin Turner, Chair of Recreation Commission, made a presentation last week.
Well, and I know they have their meeting tonight, and they are also advertising for, another member if folks were interested in that, so they can certainly watch that meeting on TV, but also if they wanted to think about where they want to get involved or active with the Recreation Commission, all they need to do is look at that report that Kevin Turner gave, and it was very thorough. Lots of facts and figures about the types of things the Recreation Commission does. And they've always served our children well. I thought it was very interesting. He wanted to also get involved in some other populations to be sure we're serving our community, particularly seniors. And I thought that he did a wonderful job, and it showed how much that commission does. And we say it a lot on this program. We couldn't do it without all the volunteers we have. And we have a lot of boards and commissions, but they all have a valuable function, and they certainly help me and our staff to get everything done that we need to do around town. So congratulations to the Rec Commission and to Kevin Turner, I think, for giving a lot of information in a short period of time.
Absolutely, and of course you mentioned that the Rec Commission is looking for members, and I know there are several boards and committees that are looking for members, and people can just go to the town's website to find out the openings and the application process for that.
And that goes through the Town Council. They do have a brief interview session, and then appoint them, and off they go and get involved. And civic engagement is at the core of everything we do, so we appreciate all of that. So.
It is indeed. So we were talking in our newscast a little bit about Mike Travato, our economic development specialist, and how he has taken on a new role here in town. So can you talk to me, Tom, a little bit about what the role of this business ombudsman or business liaison will be for Mike?
Well, we feel that we're a very business-friendly community. If you look at the investment we've had in a couple of hotels and major stores coming into our area, Whole Foods, Kohl's, the Designer Shoe Warehouse, businesses are constantly coming to us and learning about the regulatory process. That's generally through the Growth Management Department. Once someone has kind of been encouraged to come into our community, we also, they go to regulatory services, and we've had examples of folks, and maybe some at more the entrepreneur, the new person coming to the market, not quite feeling comfortable with the processes as it moves forward. So during the budgetary process, the FY15 budget process last June, I heard from some councilors that they felt that there could be more interaction with someone coming into our town seeking to start a small business with the regulatory process. So the idea is that Mike Travato, who was a businessman on Main Street for a long time, was involved with the chambers, has been doing a good job with us on a lot of different economic fronts, could also assume this role where he helped facilitate those individuals who are uncertain of what way to go. If you go into any town hall office, and people come all the time, and they might come to the town manager's office looking for something, and they should be somewhere else. They're not sure where to go. We understand that people have busy lives. They don't always know what the right route to go is. So we want someone who might go into one of our offices and begin asking about this, not to get discouraged right at the front just because it's not someone's job. We want our own people to know that we have someone who can help facilitate and begin to move them through the process, let them know where they need to go and what some of the rules and regs might be. So, we're debating, should it be a liaison, should it be an ombudsman? A liaison facilitates, an ombudsman is often there to take care of things with problems after they've happened. So we, as I told the council, we want to be proactive with this position and be able to have and anticipate issues before they get to be problems. So that's why we're feeling it can be more of a liaison role. I have to say, we are constantly meeting with individuals who may be interested in doing business in our town. And some of them, as I pointed out, are very sophisticated. They have attorneys, they're used to dealing with the regulatory process. They might know where they have to go to the Cape Cod Commission. They already know those things when they come in. I think we're looking at that entrepreneur who's, maybe looking on Main Street or in one of our villages, and we want to be sure that they feel as welcome as those that have the sophistication to go through the process.
Absolutely, and I know that Mike will do a great job at that,
Yep.
and this is something that he'll just take on immediately, right? Just
Yes,
to start working and doing this right away.
He's got the skills. I'm going to be having Assistant Director Mark Ells meet with our Director of Regulatory Services, our Director of Growth Management, and Mike to make sure that we're able to facilitate this, figure a way to be sure that staff is, has the information they need to get to him, because a lot of people can go to our business website, they can go to our town website and learn a lot. If they're not sophisticated that way either, Mike can certainly direct them in that direction also.
Great. So Tom, let's talk about e-permitting. This is really exciting, and I know that this is something that we've talked about a number of times, and that really has been in the process for several months, and we are coming close to getting this up and running. So tell me a little bit about where we are in e-permitting, and once it's established, kind of what it will do for us here in the town.
Well, this week we have a meeting scheduled with the vendor that we're very, very close to signing a contract with, to look at the whole scope of the contract that they would have, so we know what the deliverables will be, and to be sure to nail down the pricing very carefully. The whole purpose behind doing an e-permitting process is to allow individuals to go onto their computers anytime, day or night, and to be able to access our system, so they don't have to take time to come down to get a permit, whether it's for a building permit or schedule a health permit, a variety inspection, or a variety of things like that, that they could do that right off of their computer. The one thing we know this is going to be a major change in the way people do business with our town, and we wanted to be sure that the individual or the forms that we have, the company we have, is able to have a product that is easy to use, that satisfies all of our needs in terms of taking all our databases, merging them into this system, and being sure that conversion works well. So there's been a lot of coordination between regulatory services groups, which will be the first that'll come online. Although we may do something like dog licensing, or another function that people use all the time. Whether we get to how quickly we get to, landfill permits or transfer station permits, or other things like beach stickers, other things like that, will remain to be seen. But we're going to introduce it so that it's successful right from the start, we hope. And there'll be training with staff, there'll be conversion of data, and there'll be bring it online. And we think we should be able to be doing this by, late spring.
Great.
Timing-wise, we've talked them on. So I had discussed with Council President Jessica Rapp-Grassetti that this would be something we'd try to fund outside of the regular budgetary cycle, and they agreed to that last spring when we were talking about this, because we knew we wouldn't be ready during the regular budgetary cycle. So we'll be putting together a budgetary request. We've also got to look at certain hardware needs that are there, because this is a system that, while it's convenient for the homeowner or citizen, it's also going to be convenient for our inspectors and others that are out there. So they're going to have tablets that will link right back into the system, and will hopefully be able to move things, such as inspections at job sites and things like that, much quicker through the process. So there's a lot of moving parts to it, but I've relied on our IT section, because they're the ones that have been doing all of this data stuff for us all along. We've got some very sophisticated databases. We want to make sure that this system is compatible with them, so when you roll out, it's very seamless transition.
Wonderful. We're certainly looking forward to seeing that implemented. Tom, I know lots of hard work by you and staff on that for sure. Well, I thank you, as always, for joining us here on Barnstable This Morning.
And I hope you have a wonderful week. There's going to be a lot of interesting things happening, so well, now next week I'm going to miss you because there's on Monday, don't we have a holiday?
Yes, we do have a holiday, so we won't see you here in the Barnstable This Morning chair for a couple of weeks, but it'll be a good Columbus Day weekend, and looking forward to that as well. So thank you so much, Tom. So much more to come on Barnstable This Morning. Superintendent